The survival course of Karen 9 had never been completed. That fact was carved into the black obelisk hovering above the planet's orbital station, etched in the languages of 12 spacefaring civilizations. It wasn't decoration. It was a warning. The course was designed by the Dominion Council as the ultimate test of adaptability, endurance, and strategic intelligence. Species that attempted it did so knowing the odds, a 98% fatality rate, and a 100% failure rate. No one had ever reached the extraction beacon at the end. When humanity received its invitation, most council members assumed it was a formality, a gesture of inclusion before inevitable humiliation. They were wrong. Beginning the impossible course. Karen 9 was a dead world, at least it looked that way from orbit. Jagged continents of black stone jutted from seas of metallic sludge. Electrical storms stitched the atmosphere together with constant violet lightning. The planet's gravity fluctuated unpredictably due to a fractured core, and its magnetic field shredded unshielded electronics within minutes. The survival course wasn't one location. It was the entire planet. Participants were dropped at random coordinates with minimal equipment, no external communication, and a single directive: survive for 72 standard hours and reach the extraction beacon. Commander Ilex of the Thren Collective watched the human dropship detach from the station with mild curiosity and deep skepticism. "Why send them?" she asked the council chamber. "They have only recently achieved faster-than-light travel. Their physiology is fragile. Their lifespan's short." A Virexian strategist replied, mandibles clicking. "The humans requested access themselves. They claim it will be useful." The word echoed strangely in the chamber. Useful. As the dropship descended, the council activated the observation arrays. Hundreds of drones fanned across the planet, ready to record the inevitable chaos. Inside the human vessel were 6 individuals. No heavy armor, no powered exosets, no genetic enhancements. Just reinforced suits, compact packs, and expressions that ranged from calm to mildly excited. Sergeant Maya Ortiz cracked her neck as turbulence rocked the ship. "Gravity spikes in 5 seconds, she said casually. "Copy that," replied Lieutenant Aaron Cho, tightening a strap. "Feels like advanced obstacle training back home." Dr. Elias Cade, the team's xenobiologist, glanced at the mission brief floating on his wrist display. "Statistically speaking, we should all be dead within the first hour." Ortiz grinned. "Good thing statistics don't like humans." The dropship's doors blew open at 2,000 meters. They jumped. Middle. Practice makes survivors. The first hour killed most species. For humans, it was a warm-up. Ortiz hit the ground hard as gravity surged to nearly 3 times standard. She rolled instinctively, distributing the force, and came up coughing but alive. Around her, the terrain shifted, stone plates grinding past one another like tectonic jaws. "Everyone check in," she barked. One by one, acknowledgments came through short-range comms, distorted but functional. Cho landed near a lava trench that periodically froze solid before liquefying again. He timed his movements, sprinting across during the solid phase, boots smoking but intact. Cade found himself in a region of toxic flora that released hallucinogenic spores. He immediately sealed his helmet and began collecting samples. "This stuff would kill most sentients in minutes," he muttered. "We might get a pharmaceutical out of it." Above them, council observers exchanged uneasy glances. "They're coordinating," Commander Ilex noted. "Of course they are," said another council member. "That won't save them from the predators." As if summoned, the ground behind Ortiz erupted. A Karenite apex hunter burst forth, 6 meters tall. Plated in natural armor, its scream strong enough to shatter stone. The creature had wiped out an entire Virexian squad during a previous attempt. Ortiz didn't freeze. She ran toward it. Sliding beneath its first strike, she planted a compact explosive at the joint of its forelimb and rolled clear. The blast didn't kill it, but it slowed it. Cho appeared from the flank, firing kinetic rounds not to penetrate armor, but to drive the beast toward unstable ground.
Now!
Ortiz shouted. The terrain collapsed beneath the hunter, dropping it into a gravity sinkhole where localized mass distortion crushed it into nothing. Silence followed. The council chamber was dead quiet. They used the environment, Ilex said slowly. Intentionally. Every species does, the Virexian replied. No, she corrected. They trained for it. As the hours passed, the planet escalated. Radiation storms, neural disrupting electromagnetic pulses, parasitic organisms that attempted to burrow into nervous systems. The humans adapted. They rationed sleep and micronaps, rotated leadership based on conditions, and used failure as data. When Cho dislocated his shoulder during a gravity spike, Ortiz reset it on the move. When Cade nearly succumbed to mental feedback from a psionic field, the team altered formation and exposure time. At the 24-hour mark, they reached the remains of a previous extraction beacon. Bones littered the area, alien, shattered, ancient. Cade knelt beside them, solemn. They didn't fail because they were weak, he said. They failed because the course was designed to break hope. Ortiz looked at the distant horizon, where lightning stitched the sky. Good thing we're stubborn. Escalation. The course fights back. At 48 hours, the planet changed. The Council activated Phase 3, something never before required. Karen 9's dormant defense systems awakened. Autonomous constructs emerged from beneath the crust, ancient machines designed to simulate a planetary-scale extinction event. Even the Council seemed uneasy. This level of escalation risks destabilizing the planet, one member warned. They can still withdraw, another replied. The humans received no such offer. The first construct appeared like a walking fortress, its weapons capable of leveling cities. It detected the humans instantly. Okay, Cho said, staring at it. That's new. Ortiz assessed the terrain in seconds. We can't kill it, so we don't. They ran not away but through. Using the creature's own targeting systems against it, they lured it into a canyon filled with reflective mineral veins. Its weapons' fire ricocheted wildly, collapsing the canyon on itself. The construct vanished beneath kilometers of rubble. The council chamber erupted in overlapping speech. They shouldn't have survived that. They're improvising faster than the simulations predicted. They're enjoying this, Commander Ilex said quietly, watching Ortiz laugh breathlessly as she helped Cho to his feet. At 68 hours, battered, low on supplies, and running on fumes, the humans reached the final obstacle, the extraction expanse. A flat plane where gravity inverted every 30 seconds, atmospheric pressure fluctuated wildly, and a constant psychic hum amplified fear responses. No species had ever crossed it intact. The beacon stood on the far side, glowing faintly. Cho hesitated. I don't like this one. Ortiz nodded. That's fair. They synchronized their movement, counting down gravity shifts, anchoring themselves, dragging one another forward when the planet tried to tear them apart. Cade collapsed near the end, neural feedback overwhelming him. Ortiz didn't hesitate. She lifted him onto her shoulders and kept moving. The beacon loomed. 72 hours approached. Ending, a new definition of impossible. When the extraction beam activated, the council chamber fell into stunned silence. The humans appeared on the station platform, dirty, bruised, exhausted, and alive. Medical teams rushed forward, but Ortiz waved them off, grinning despite a split lip. "So," she said, looking up at the hovering obelisk that still read impossible, "do we get a completion badge or something?" Commander Ilex approached slowly, her expression unreadable. "No species has ever done this," she said. "The course was designed to be unbeatable." Cho shrugged.
"Yeah."
Felt familiar. The council convened emergency session within the hour. The obelisk's inscription was updated. Completed once. But the humans weren't done. Dr. Cade submitted a detailed report, suggested improvements, alternative training applications, even a proposal to use Karen 9 as a joint training ground. "Why?" one council member asked. "After all this, why help others survive it?" Ortiz answered before Cade could. "Because someone built this thinking suffering was the best teacher." "We disagree." Commander Ilex studied them carefully. "You cleared the impossible survival course," she said. "As practice." Ortiz smiled.
"Yeah."
"What's the real test?" For the first time in centuries, the Dominion Council had no answer. And across known space, a new truth spread quietly but irresistibly. If humans called something training, it was time to redefine the word impossible.